bleed India with 1,000 cuts. बिल्कुल ऐसे जिस तरह हम
Har Har Mahadev ji Mitra. Welcome back to the channel Life with Singh. I think I keep on messing it sometimes, but okay. Welcome back. Hope you guys are doing good. And today's video is gonna be a bit different. Actually, a few things happened this week. So, instead of the book review, it is gonna be a bit of a movie review actually. So, everybody who is not living under a rock knows कि Dhurandhar आई है. And oh my god, what a film. The reason why I'm talking about this is because generally speaking it rarely happens that you get something that is on a different level that we're used to. Yes, it is definitely on a different level. So it's the new generation of the cinema that we're getting by the directors. I can't really call them new generation, but in the sense of like where the era has shifted towards, be it your Rishabh Shetty, or be it your Ramouli sir, your Agnihotri sir, and Aditya Dhar has actually knocked it out of the park. Genuinely, he has done amazing with this one. And of course the left and the Vampanthi's are basically fuming because they were prepared for something like Bengal Files by Agnihotri sir, but Aditya Dhar was out of syllabus for them. This was actually said by someone, I heard it, and it is such an apt reply about what's happening. So okay, let me just do a little bit of review of the movie. It is a long movie. It's almost like 4 hours, and if you add all the ads before the movie starts and like in the interval as well. So, and actually you get to go for like a pee break on interval after 2 hours, 2 घंटे बाद. So मूवी देखने से पहले थोड़ा सा ना हल्के होके जाना, क्योंकि ये मैंने गलती करी थी, बट लकीली बीच में एक सॉन्ग आ गया था, लव सॉन्ग, उसमें मोड़ के भाग गया था जस्ट फॉर दैट. सो डिड नॉट रियली मिस मच, बट जेन्युइनली स्पीकिंग यू डोंट इवन रियलाइज वो कितनी बड़ी मूवी है. You are literally just looking at it and you don't even realize कितनी बढ़िया movie है वो. जिस तरीके से it just grabs your attention. So okay, it happens at the 5-minute mark. Movie starts 5-minute mark. There would be a speech that would be given by our Madhavan, who is basically playing the character which is, of course, everybody knows, inspired by our our spy master Ajit Dawal sir. And that speech that he does at the 5-minute mark, that just sets the tone for the movie. After that 5-minute speech, you are glued to the screen. Background score, oh my god, they have used basically songs and background scores merged together, using it for that. And the way they have done it, it's all songs with fusion, which is very appropriate for the current taste, age, whatever you want to say. Amazing songs also. Not everyone did not hit the mark, but mostly all of them did hit the mark. It was very much fun, and it was actually something needed. And let me tell you the importance of this movie. It genuinely is. Of course, it's gonna be ruining few of the movie genres that we actually have, and it is also a way to utilize India's soft power. Okay, people might think मैं क्या बात कर रहा हूँ. So it is basically ये समझिए there's certain things that they explain, specifically it explains why demonetization actually happened in India as well. So there's a place where they're talking about how uh, them getting the plates of 500 and 1,000 rupee bill, and how it just through Hawala money laundering, or just even bringing the fake currency notes and just mixing it with few businesses that run on cash, and very easily they just mix with the real bunch very easily. And they properly explained it, like 4 minute की line होगी, and just explains you कि नहीं अच्छा इसलिए डिमोनेटाइजेशन करना जरूरी था, क्योंकि लोग तो बोल देते हैं हाँ ठीक है इट इज टेररिज्म का फंडिंग रोकने के लिए बस वगैरह, हाँ ठीक है, बट वो कैसे कर रहा है. So you see in the movie just like 2 lines that come and it just explains it how it is actually funding it. Like जो people just hear that vaguity and just can't कैसे कर रहे हैं, they just can't understand. जब तक एक बारी you just get a visual and तुम समझते हो ना, वो एक आ जाता है. वो 2 लाइन में बहुत subtly उन्होंने किया. So it's not like on your face, it's just a very subtle hints of many different things, and just brings it to even like subtlety. They actually brought in the terms of like, in a way you can call like espionage in a way for another country. They were, again, those few lines like how to financially bankrupt the enemy nation, which is something actually in Arthashastra as well. It is a very big principle that you'll see in Chanakya Niti. That's another book that I'm going to be reading. That's a story, but those are like few things that they bring in very subtly, and you just understand like the strategy, the way they're explaining how much it is connected to the roots as well, even though it is not at all based on India. It is not even like about, the movie is not even about Pakistan either. Yes, it is happening in Pakistan. It is showing a few realities that you actually just start to look in the beginning of the movie. You look at it, what the hell is happening? ये होता है, and turns out होता है. Did not know, found out later. I was confused in the beginning, and actually few my friend actually explained होता है, and I don't remember वो क्या था. So they were basically saying ये सब होता है, it's very common, which I did not know about that. That was surprising. ये normally चल रहा है. So it's okay to make also to make you guys understand, it is not a biopic at all. So whatever things are going on in social media, no, it is not a biopic of our cherished soldier that was there undercover. Not at all. Inspirations, of course there will be inspirations derived from it, because it's a very general way of showing if somebody is over there undercover what they would be doing. It is not really related to them. It is basically related to a kind of like a gang war kind of situation. Again, another thing, they explain how the mafia, the local mafia, helps in terms of aiding and abetting terrorist activities in your country and the other. So in the other country, their mafia is actually closely knit with the terrorist activities, and brings them different kind of support. It was, again, it wasn't like shown throughout कि उस पे constantly आप in the face बोले जा रहे हो. It was, again, it just stayed with you because वो एक बीच में आया था, 2-3 सेकंड की लाइन थी, and just you realize shit, this is so common, bloody hell, इंडिया में ये actually कितना easily हुआ है, हमारे actually हुआ है. We already understand about the whole relation in terms of the underworld that happened in Mumbai also. That's very famous. Everybody basically knows hints and knows the hints and like understands the whole concept of it. But the thing is, the same thing is happening over there also. How they're supporting it, and how we actually can, and how we might even use them to get our agenda out there. So it's simply why you actually need a very much good policing also, and good kind of like security within the country as well, and you can't allow certain crimes and mafias to be like stay, because you can't just let them grow. Snakes will bite no matter what. You need a good infrastructure, you need a strong leadership, you need genuine security, both from external threats and internal threats. That is very simple to understand, and you can actually see in this movie. Although this is not about India, but you can get the hint of it. And of course, everybody will see it. There will be a certain instance which comes after the interval. It is very close to every single Indian. When you see it, it will poke a nerve. Genuinely will poke a nerve if you love this country and you. It did for me. And when that happens and you just go bit numb at that moment, and you just look at it, and they added a certain part of it which was the actual audio clippings, and it wasn't edited or anything, it wasn't glorified, it wasn't made more dramatized, it was just there as a think of a documentary and just showing you this is what was happening at that point of time. There you go, look at this. Just gives, yeah, I don't really have much words for it. It just, throughout the whole movie, when it would be ending, and you won't be satisfied when it's ending, that's how good it is. You want more, and then you realize there is gotta be more, but not right now, but there is more coming. So yes, so you're not satisfied by it, but it also, throughout the movie, you keep on realizing why a strong nation does come from a certain point of view, from the army, from the stance that you take, from being an actual threat as a nation that everybody thinks 10 times before doing anything against you, and why it was needed. And it was needed throughout the 2000 and 2010. Till 2011, it was genuinely needed. And just understand how we as people in the nation will just treat it as a joke. It will hit you hard, and it will hit you where it hurts to a degree. So yes, a little bit of politics is involved in it. Yeah, what doesn't have politics? Come on, everything has politics in it. It's just basically if it aligns with your political view or not. But the thing is, people kind of tend to forget your politics and the party you support, two different things. Your beliefs and your allegiance to a party are again two different things. Your allegiance can be to your beliefs, it can't be to a specific party. It should be, are you serving my bloody purpose? You are not supposed to trust the government. Nobody, no matter who is in power, don't trust the government. They are there for you to serve. Treat them as such. Don't give them rulership over you. They are not here to serve all your problems, cater you, पालो you, बड़ा करो, खिलाओ पिलाओ, तुम स्पून फीडिंग करने के लिए वो नहीं है. वो यहाँ पे सिर्फ स्पेसिफिक पर्पस के लिए हैं, मुश्किल से 5 साल के लिए होते हैं. And they can't be, you can't be a loyalist to them if they are not giving you for what you voted for. That is as simple it is. Don't support a party, support what they're, if they're promising what you want. That is what it is about. Very important thing to understand about politics and my political view. I don't trust the government. Only thing I want from the government is to stay out of my bloody business. I want freedom. I want to mind my own business, and I want the state to stay out of my bloody business, and that is not happening. And it is also a good segue to the second thing that I actually wanted to talk about. And the segue I was gonna be about bring about to the second part of this video, which is about the Karnataka hate speech and hate crime bill, was through how this movie is gonna irritate a lot of leftists and a lot of so-called liberals. It's because they will feel their agenda, their allegiance is being affected. The whole bloody problem with you liberals. I don't want to say you liberals because I do consider myself as liberal as well, but the thing is, most liberals throughout the world have ruined the meaning of liberals. The main thing that you need to do is have liberal views for not just your own views. Don't be liberal just for your own views. You need to show liberty for other people to have their own views. Them being considered dangerous and shutting their views or silencing them is not a liberal thing. That is a very authoritative, that is a very much a dictatorial kind of a move that everybody focuses on. You're not supposed to do that. As a so-called liberal, you are basically a bloody hypocrite then. And no matter what, it happens. So one thing that you need to understand is that everybody should have the freedom to say what they want. That is the most basic thing. That is why America is considered the most liberal nation, even in the West, especially in the world, but even in the West, because they did one thing right. They made sure that you get your freedom of speech. You can hate on America, many people hate on America, but you can't deny the one thing they got absolutely right was to make sure तू जो बोलेगा तू बोल सकता है, and there won't be a consequence from the state. The state will not come for you. That is what they promise. That is still there, and that makes sure that you have the liberty to speak your mind and say what you want. Yes, that does not mean that socially you will be accepted for your views. That is not at all. But the thing is, the state won't come for you. The state protects your right. That does not happen in India. As the famous words by Dr. Anand Raghunathan, the only reason you, me, or anyone is not in the jail right now or is not captive is because the state decided so you are not to be pursued. You're only free because the state decided so. And now that's a proper segue to the part of the Karnataka Hate Speech and Hate Crime Prevention Bill 2025. Oh my god, this, I don't know why people are not talking about this. They really need to talk about this, and I'm putting this up for you guys to read as well if you want to. But it starts with a bill to curb and prevent dissemination, publication, or promotion of hate speech, crime, disharmony, hatred in society against person or group of person, organization, and provide punishment to such crimes, and to provide adequate compensation to the injured victims. And this is all the starting. They're trying to hit your emotional side, to get you emotional enough so you don't take a reasonable view against this bill, which you definitely should have. Oh my god, it's a scary thing. Whereas it is expedient to curb and prevent dissemination, publication, or promotion of hate speech and crime which cause disharmony, hatred in the society against the person or group of person, organization, and provide punishment to such crime, and to provide adequate compensation to, ये इन्होंने क्या दूसरी बारी repeat करते, compensation to injured victims of matter concerned therewithin for the purpose of hereinafter appearing, be enacted by Karnataka State Legislature in the 76th year of the Republic of India as follows. Short title: Act may be called hate speech, crime prevention act, yada yada yada. It shall come into force as such there point, but yada yada yada. Definition in this act, unless the context otherwise requires. Hate speech includes any expression which is made, published, or circulated in words, either spoken or written, or by sign, or by visible representation, or through electronic communication, or otherwise in public view, with an intention to cause injury, disharmony, or feelings or of enmity or hatred or ill will against person alive or dead, uh, class or group of persons or community to meet any prejudicial interests. Now, this thing is bloody vague. It is too vague to actually understand what they mean by it properly. Exactly, what do you genuinely just mean by hate, though? Like, what do you mean by hate? There's a difference between discrimination and just whatever. It does come from hate, yes, but what do you mean by hate? Genuinely, they're not explaining exactly what do you mean by hate exactly. They're saying basically if it can cause disharmony, intention to cause injury, fine. Intention to cause injury, yes, definitely. And if it is can be proven to a certain degree, of course that should be pursued. Even America does that very well. If they can put the threat into an actual, it crosses a certain threshold and it is definitely then acted against. They will come for you if they can prove that the intention is properly there and it has crossed a certain threshold. That is definitely there. Disharmony or feelings or enmity or hatred or ill will against a person alive or dead, class or group of person or community or any prejudicial interest. Prejudicial interest means include on the basis, on the grounds of religion, race, caste. So religion, of course, goes here. Natha, caste or community, sex, gender, sexual orientation, place of birth, residence, language, disability or tribe. Okay, what do you mean by residence? अब साला क्या कहते हैं, अगर साइड सामने मेरा कोई पाकिस्तानी आ गया, मैं उसके अगेंस्ट अगर मेरे को थोड़ा सा नहीं पसंद मुझे आदमी, तो उसके रेजिडेंस के चक्कर में मेरे को अच्छा नहीं लग रहा और मैंने कुछ सुना दिया, सो वुड दैट बी कंसिडर्ड हेट स्पीच? Okay, let's just think about within the India. Okay, if you're from a different state and people don't like you, so they are also hating on other states, so people of different states, of course, fine. Reading it and just listening to it, it just seems very much, yes, that is right, you are not supposed to discriminate. Yes, that's a different story. Discrimination, yes, but the thing is, you not necessarily need to like anyone. And yes, you can hate people because people should have the freedom to do what they want. And yes, you can hate other people, but you are adults. It does not mean that you are gonna be stupid enough to do shit about it. You're allowed to not like people. That is very simple. And the thing is, if somebody hates and somebody, okay, just understand my point of view also. Why people should still be allowed to say stuff even if it is coming from hate? Very important thing to understand. If this is on there, and make sure that people don't say things which are hateful because they have the fear of going to the jail, do the feelings of that hate goes away? No, they don't. It just makes even more difficult for you to realize who does not like you, who might be a threat against you, because they will never be vocal about it. That's the point of freedom of speech. People come, they say stupid shit, and other people tell them, buddy, that is stupid, shut the hell up. You should not be saying that. But when they come up, say stupid shit, the state comes, oh, let's go to the jail, buddy. That is not okay. then people who have other intentions, they will never come to the light because they're scared of going to the jail. It is better for them to say shit and actually people to recognize, okay, no, I don't like what this person is saying. It is a very dangerous thing what they have said. That's a stupid idea. I'm gonna be staying far away from this, and I'm gonna explain to the people you can listen to that stupidity, and you should not be okay with what he said. That is in a social surrounding. You won't like them for their views, which could be in any way. Yes, I don't like hate speech in the sense of discriminatory speech. I don't like them. I don't support it. I myself don't say it. But in terms of censorship, I'm fine. And I do understand, yes, there should be a certain amount of censorship. And I'm okay with censorship. People won't like that. The free speech absolutists would definitely don't like what I would say. I am okay with censorship in the sense of like derogatory terms which have been used constantly against certain communities, people, or everything should not be used and should be censored. I completely agree with it to a point. Because when you censor stuff, if you're censoring certain words, there's still ways to explain what you want to say by not using those words. What I don't like is compelled speech. I don't see anything related to compelled speech here right now, but it can easily be added, very easily, and you will have no support or any kind of, you won't even realize that what kind of a shit happening to you. So this, anytime something comes related to speech, freedom of speech, people should be focused on, because you might not realize censorship, still you can work around it. Compelled speech, which means this is what you are allowed to say. ये पीस का पेपर है, तुम सिर्फ ये बोल सकते हो. There is no way around it. तुमने अगर ये नहीं बोला, तुम think of China. People might understand. Think of China. Their news channels are only allowed to say this, convey this message. They don't have the freedom to explain other things. There could be, like, I'm just giving China as an example. It could be a shitty example that I've given you, but I'm telling you what compelled speech is. Compelled speech is much more dangerous than censorship. Censorship, there's still ways to work around it. You can still put your point through. You can still have the freedom to say what you want, but you can't use certain words, which is fine. It should not be absolutely censored in every single thing that you can't say anything. That is also not limited censorship, perfectly fine. Like, also, like, some stupidity, like you can't scream fire in a movie hall without any consequence. Of course, you just cause mayhem and might cause a stampede. Certain things, yes, in freedom speech, you can't really say. You can't divulge nation secret if you have them. Come on. That is, of course, where the state can come against you. Completely understandable. But again, apart from those instances, there should not be any more restrictions. You should let the people with wrong intentions come out and at least say it to other people. You can at least figure them out. Because of this, you might not even figure out who they actually are. 3 घंटे किसी से बात करके देख लो, उनकी असलियत तुम्हारे को पता नहीं चलेगी. 3 घंटे की कॉन्वर्सेशन किसी से करके देख लो. What they really think about you or people or the nation or anyone, it will come to you within 3 hours of let them speak, and you'll see where they actually stand. Okay, now hate crime पे आ रहे हैं हम. Means communication of hate speech by making, publishing or circulating any act of promoting, propagating, inciting, abetting or attempting such hate speech to cause disharmony or feelings of enmity or hatred or ill will against any person, dead, alive or group of persons or organization. Okay, very well. मतलब तुमने कहीं गलती से रील शेयर करी हुई है, मीम शेयर कर, तुम्हारे को भी धर लिया जाओगे तुम. Communication means and includes communication of expression made in public view by way of verbal, print, publication, electronic media. लो, इंस्टाग्राम पे आधे लोग जिनकी रीलें शेयर होती हैं वो सारे के सारे जाएंगे एक बार में. at least in Karnataka for now. And be scared. If one state adopts, other states adopt. Does not matter if it's by Congress or it's by BJP. No matter who is in power, this kind of a stuff makes it much more easier for that government to come after you. Remember my earlier statement. The only reason why are you not in jail is because state decided so. By this, just by you using your social media and sharing stuff, it makes it much more easier for the government to come after you and put you in jail. That's what it is. Does not matter who is in power. You can't give that much power to the state. And then it comes words, expression used, not defined in this act, but defined in Bharatiya Nyaya Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, Bharatiya Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita, IT Act 2000 shall have meaning respectively assigned to them in those acts. Punishment. Okay, whoever commits hate crime shall be punished with imprisonment for a term that shall be not less than a year. एक साल के लिए धरे जाओगे भाई, which may extend to 7 years with a fine of 50,000 rupees. For any subsequent or repeated offences, the punishment shall not be less than 2 years. Okay, which may extend up to 10 years. Okay, definitely तुम्हारा बढ़ जाएगा, वो तो given है. With a fine of rupees 1 lakh. The thing is, I'm putting this up. What is stopping them from putting an FIR against me in Karnataka? I have no even idea. It is a risk from my part, which I will take in a degree, putting this on YouTube, which I still will. I definitely believe in freedom of speech, man, above anything else. ज़रूरी है. The court may award adequate compensation to the victim by calculating the injury caused due to the hate crime depending upon the gravity of the impact of the crime. How is it? How do you calculate something which somebody has said and hurt your feelings about? बहुत vague चीज नहीं थी ये. Okay, and this offence under act shall be cognizable, non-bailable, wow, and triable by judicial magistrate first class. Holy shit, should I actually put this on YouTube? Who knows? The said provision shall not extend to any book, pamphlet, paper, writing, drawing, painting, representation or figures of electronic form or otherwise, the publication of which is proof to be justified as being for the public good on the ground that such book, pamphlet, writing, drawing, painting, yada yada yada, figure in interest of science, literature, art, or learning. Hopefully, this YouTube video I am actually making for the learning of the general populace to actually understand why they should read different bills that are passed and what they can actually be used for against them. It's a general education for people. It is for a learning purpose. I'm just gonna put this there. I've just read it. Or other objects of general concern, or which is kept or used for bona fide heritage or religious purpose. Religion को आपने यहाँ पे वापस छोड़ दिया. So good. मतलब रिलीजन में जो ऊटपटांग चीजें लिखी हैं किसी भी रिलीजन में, वो लोगों को बोलना इज फाइन, उसमें कुछ नहीं कहा जाएगा. सो प्रीस्ट, मौलवीज, पंडित्स, monks, they can say stuff, and if they say it's for religious purpose, are they free to say whatever they want? I have no idea. They should be. Preventive action to be taken by the law and order machinery, executive magistrate, special any police officer not below of deputy superintendent of police may, on receiving information of such inquiry as he may think necessary, has a reason to believe a person or group of persons within local limits of jurisdiction is likely to commit an offence or has threatened to commit any offence under the Act and is of opinion that there is sufficient grounds for proceeding, take necessary preventive action for keeping the peace and good behavior and maintenance of public order and tranquility. Okay. Second, the provision of Chapter 9 of Bharat Nagrik Suraksha Sanhita as far as may be apply for the purpose of subsection 1. Offences by organization or institution. If a person committing an offence under this act is an organization institution, every person who at the time of the offence committed was in charge of and was responsible to such organization or institution for the conduct of the business of the same, as well as such organization or institution shall be deemed to be guilty of the offence and shall be liable to the proceeding liable to the proceeded against the punished and punished accordingly, provided that nothing contained in the action shall render any person liable to punishment if he proves that the offence was committed without his knowledge, or that he had exercised all due diligence to prevent the commission of such offence. Explanation. For the purpose of this section, organization or institution means and includes association of person, whether registered or not. For the purpose of the section, organization or institution means and includes association of persons, whether registered or not. Wow. न्यूज चैनल्स की तो लग गई। ये तुमने गलत न्यूज लगा दिया, तुमने गलत लोगों को पैनल पे बुला लिया, उन्होंने बोल दिया क्योंकि बिकॉज includes association of persons whether registered or not. By the way, तुम्हारे तो लग जाएंगे, पूरा का पूरा न्यूज जर्नलिज्म की तो लग गई, पूरी की पूरी कंपनी एक बार में जाएगी if they decided it is an offensive thing said on their interview or on the panel. If they've called the wrong people, just imagine. Power to block or remove the hate crime materials. The designated officers are notified by the state government shall have the power to direct any service provider, intermediaries, persons or entity to block or remove the hate crime materials from its domain, including electronic media. Okay, application of other laws not barred. The provision of this act shall be addition to and not in derogation of the provision of any other law for the time being in force. The definition in terms of Bharat Sanhita, then IT Act, applicable to this act. Okay. प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ, सो इस सिर्फ इस एक्ट में नहीं, जो भी आईटी एक्ट अदर वाले हैं उनकी भी जो चीज़ें हैं वो डेफिनेशन एंड टर्म्स भी इसमें अप्लाई होंगी. प्रोटेक्शन ऑफ एक्शन टेकन इन गुड फेथ, नो suit, prosecution or other legal proceeding shall lie against public servants for anything which is done in good faith or intended to be done under this act or the rules made thereunder. Wow, bete. You just, this act even gives जनरल पब्लिक, हम लोग तो जाएंगे, पॉलिटिशियंस को खुली छुट्टी दे दी, वो आके कुछ भी पटांग बोल दे, पब्लिक सर्वेंट है, अंडर द गुड फेथ और इंटेंशन से कर दिया तो वो बच गए. तुमने तो यार यहाँ पे पॉलिटिशियन को फिर छोड़ दिया. एंड पब्लिक सर्वेंट, ओके, पॉलिटिशियंस भी हो गई और जुडिशरी वुड आल्सो बी, ऑल द पुलिस वुड बी आल्सो देयर. वो अगर derogatory terms बोले, so they should be still fine if it is done under good faith and intention of doing good. Basically, government officers and everyone has been given a clear check. They won't be no legal proceedings against them. Wah, beta, wah. Power to remove difficulties. If any difficulties arise in giving effect to the provision of this act by the state government, may by order publish in the official gazette make such provision to remove such difficulties, provided that no such order shall be made under this section after the expiry of 3 years from commencement of this act. Power to make rules. The state government may be by notification after previous publication make rules to carry out purpose of this act. Every rule made under this act shall be laid as soon as maybe after it's made, yada yada yada. Total period 30 days, which may be compromised in one session, which may comprise in one session or two or more successive sessions, yada yada yada, before expiry of this session. So late is agree shall be made thereafter. Only such any such modification amendment shall without prejudice to validity of anything under anything done under that rule. Wow. भाई लोग, I don't know ki what do you understood by this. I don't know, but you should be scared of this kind of stuff. Genuinely scared. I will definitely put the link of this under the video. Read it yourself. Try to understand. And be scared it is there in one state. If it's in all states, you're in much more danger in terms of even trying to express your ideas. Your ideas can put you in jail. This is not freedom. You should be allowed to express your ideas. That's freedom. Understand. Try to look at US. There are many cases you'll also see. There are many instances you'll see where the state protects the right, the freedom of speech of individuals. They have done this very well. And we should aspire, if we should aspire anything from US, that is what we should aspire for. Look at it. Criticism को अगर गलती से भी तुम्हारा hate speech में मान लिया गया तो तुम्हारे को जाने से कौन रोकेगा? Look at it, read it. Hopefully this was something different. Hopefully it will reach some people. Hopefully I don't know what to say. This seems like a threat to you, to me, to anyone who might want to say what's there in their mind. So, for freedom of speech, try to look at it, find out what we can do to stop certain things like these from happening. And भाई थोड़ा पढ़ लो, देख लो किसको वोट दे रहे हो. फर्क नहीं पड़ता, बीजेपी कांग्रेस आप, फर्क नहीं पड़ता किसको वोट दे रहे हो. उनके एजेंडास देख लो, उनके जो प्रॉमिसेस हैं वो तुम देख लो, एंड तुम देखो उन्होंने अपने क्या करा हुआ है. भाई I don't know where this is from. I think I'm saying it wrong also. Usually the democracy is voted away by the people. You vote away your freedoms sometimes. Be careful. We should not let that happen. Don't vote away your freedom, specifically your freedom to speech. Never let that happen. It is an attack against you. And chalo, I think this was too serious. Hopefully you found it interesting. मिलते हैं next week. हर महादेव जी मित्रा.